from Ryung. It looks like he wants to go down to the bottom right. Meanwhile, a Banshee comes in here, starts to pick off some SCVs. Let's see if either the Cyclone or, in this case, these Vikings and the Reaper do come up over here.
You know what? From the scan we had from Alive, this was the most that Banshee was ever going to do, so it's a pretty big win. Turret well placed here. It will slow this drop down. The drop is, moved as a result. This could do some serious damage if he gets a concave at the top of the ramp. And that's what he's going to aim for here.
Okay, you know what? There's actually too much here. This is a mistake by Ryung. This just completely gets eaten up.
I understand why he decided to stay, but it didn't end up being good at the end.
Why is he not defending this?
Wow.
Okay, well, I was saying this was a mistake, but I guess if he kills all these SCVs,
well,
10
Alive's
SCVs
mistake was
worth
bigger.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was a bad decision for Ryung to go in, but Alive didn't control it well, so he loses workers anyways. So I guess that's the way it works.
I think he was thinking he had enough to just make a bad trade for Alive at the concave at the top of the ramp, but he just didn't have enough. Ryung is starting to get some small pickoffs here with his units from control. That last, SCV kill, as you mentioned, is basically just a luck thing. Like, that shouldn't have happened, but he's like moving.
It's not even like a luck thing as it is. It's like, that's Alive's fault.
Yeah, exactly. So he's lucky because Alive makes a mistake, and he was actually picking off against like a Cyclone and a Hellion at the front of the army as well. He's trying to do little things to get a bigger advantage. 2-2 up here first for Ryung as well. You keep talking about this, but he's building up the army. He's building the bio a little bit faster than Alive. So he's going to have that stronger Marine push going forward. It's going to be a slight advantage. But when you get to the 2-2 point, if you're a whole set of upgrades ahead, that gets applied like 68 times. You have 68 Marines. That's one of the most fastest attack speed units in the game. You have that one attack advantage with that many units with the exact same comp. It makes a huge difference.
So this in TVT, like you were saying, the damage just comes out so fast.
Yeah.
You really cannot afford to make a mistake when your army's this big. So a lot of it's going to come down to how they engage, where they engage. It looks like that engage is about to happen right now. Stim coming up over here. The siege tank's in a good position right now. Is the splash damage going to do the necessary damage? The tank's bunched up like that. That does not bode well here for Alive, as Alive is driven back.
Vikings are getting free shots off on the medevacs while the Marines ignore them. That was a bit of a mistake there, micro-wise, from Ryung. But a huge trade, a huge win for Ryung because of the siege tank positioning you mentioned. No combat shields in that fight either. That's even more important than the upgrades. 10 seconds left on that. He fought without it. I think he forgot. He just wasn't really thinking about it.
But you know what? History may repeat itself here tonight. Alive is taking fights he can't win. Ryung now is going to get to be the initiator. He has momentum on his side.
Yep. Cyclone gets taken out here.
Don't try that against a bunch of Stim Marines.
I guess he forced a Stim, you could argue. Oop.
Oh,
that's even worse.
That's don't lose the starport units.
That might be the last nail in the coffin here.
Well, let's see. I think he might be able to still hold this off. Actually, is there anything up here to defend this?
Well, he's going to lose this base. That's the thing. He was looking for the win, but now he's just going to take the smaller win here, which...
Little victories.
Yeah. He's going to just go up here. Ooh, I don't know about this. This is not very cost efficient. Alive holds this off. He gets a few tanks.
Well, getting the tanks is actually pretty big.
Well, now he just gets the base. Like, it's just so hard for Alive to hold this. He's got such a small army comparatively. He's down in upgrades.
To be honest, I think Alive just bungled this whole game. That's
GG.
it. Yeah, GG. All right. Ryung found his mojo.
Okay, well, I mean, he was up not only in the infantry upgrades there, but also tank upgrades. Alive attacks without combat shields in a bad angle. I think you're right, he bungled it. And Ryung wins this game, but I feel it was more like Alive lost it.
Well, that was what's weird about it, right? I mean, it's like if you had to fight a bunch of guys with rifles, you wouldn't do it in a hallway. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy to get hit there. He actually had this really, dare I say, fugly angle of attack coming up there, and
he attacked like the only place where his Marines couldn't get top of the siege tanks.
Yeah.
Like literally the only place where he couldn't hit the tanks.
He should have done some damage and then just ran away.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I mean, TVT is so hard. I mean, whenever I play TVT, it's so easy to just get wrecked.
Yeah, I mean,
with a Marine, medevac, tank, army.
I make this joke all the time, but it's true. Like, don't blink in TVT, or you will lose your whole army.
All right, guys. Map number 2 is on Frozen Temple. The loser of this match, this series, I should say, is out of the GSL. Our player in the blue cannot afford to make any more mistakes in this series.
Africa Freaks, alive.
He's got the polo on to prove it. In the bottom right, in the red, his opponent.
MVP Chicken Maru, Ryung.
All right. New MVP jersey that looks remarkably similar to the SK.
Yeah, it does. It's actually kind of misleading initially.
They actually got new jerseys underneath as well. It's a new jacket. They have a new black shirt. Looks pretty good. Upgrading as MVP.
Every time I cast an MVP player, I start thinking I haven't had fried chicken in a while. You guys know if you come to Korea, you should definitely try out fried chicken. The Koreans make it real good.
Yeah. Makes KFC
You and me
look
should,
terrible.
they really do a good job. There's actually, okay, you guys are ready to get your minds blown? There are more fried chicken places in Seoul. I'm serious about this.
Yeah, this is true.
There
I
are
told
more
you this,
fried
I know
chicken places in Seoul than there are McDonald's in the world.
Yep.
That's actually true.
I was actually at the dentist, and they had a TV report on about this.
Yeah.
And I saw it, and I was like, no, this is just bad.
And then you leave your house, and you're like, oh, my God, I can already see 3 fried chicken places from where I'm standing.
And then I looked up the stats, and it's just absolutely
It's
true.
actually
it's factual.
true.
Like,
Yeah. Let's just, for my birthday, Wolf, can you just allow me to become fat? Can we just agree to become fat casters, and we'll just eat fried chicken and drink beer?
I'll allow you to be fat. I'm going to be fat with you.
Couple of little piggy nerds for us, man. Let's do a couple of little piggy nerds.
Let's go get some chicken tonight.
Let's do it, man. I haven't had that in a while.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, that's so obviously it's very competitive for the fried chicken places out here.
Yeah, very much so. And so the chains usually survive, and Chicken Mario is one of the more famous ones.
That's right, because they support esports.
Exactly.
That's exactly why. Or they would be gone forever.
As soon as they picked up MVP, their stocks rose.
The stocks rose. Yeah, that's right.
Their chicken got tastier.
Their stocks went up. There were less chickens on the earth after that. I mean, everything was going well for them. So, in this game, I don't know. I feel like it's not going to be as much to the builds as it will be to Alive's execution here. I just feel like he's not picking the right fights on the map. You know, even though I think a lot of players would regard Alive as a better player, we did have that interesting statistic that Alive actually has a horrible losing rate against Ryung historically over the past 5-6 years.
That's true.
Uh-oh.
So you're going to try to break the ramp. I don't think this is a good idea.
Yeah, good call back.
It would have been a good idea like 5 seconds before, but not at that moment.
Yeah, in a game where, you know, split seconds do matter.
Absolutely. Especially on the defender's advantage. You get units popping out. Well, this game has been pretty passive. A faster CC for Alive, but on the high ground, so it was safer. Ryung is going to place his on the low ground. And they'll kind of end up both mining at that base around the same time. Unless he gets denied. Ooh.
SCV making laps over there.
He's actually going to deny the second one as well.
He's trying to burn off all that fried chicken he ate, being sponsored by that, but didn't work out. So looks like that's going to be the end of this. But, you know, good job there by Alive, being a little bit of a nuisance. Unfortunately, that Reaper doesn't get back out in one piece.
Well, this is a huge delay for Ryung.
Sure, yeah.
Just like my train with the GSL today, I was late.
Look at this. Yeah, my train was late, too. Something was going on the subway here today. Look at this. He actually, I think, can stop this from getting onto the low ground. Look.
He's going to definitely try to. This liver is the crux. This actually is, he has to lift this. I don't know if he should be committing up the ramp, though.
Well, there's a
Viking there. That's the big roadblock to this.
Okay, but he's actually getting these workers now.
Oh
my God.
Grenades.
Oh, my God.
Too much damage. Ryung, is he going to knock Alive out of the GSL right now? Okay, that Viking might have to land here. On the chase, way too late on the land.
That was like so close. He almost actually just killed him. It was like that damage was going up at an almost exponential enough rate that the game he could have been locked out there.
You know what's
craziness.
What's cool about this is the follow-up is the Cloak Banshees.
Yeah.
Which Alive is probably not expecting. He's like, well, he just made a Liberator, so I don't think Banshees are on the cards.
This is just really advanced stuff. People were doing this in Brood War, and we see it a little bit more and more in StarCraft 2. And people were not doing this kind of stuff in Brood War until like 8 years after the game was out, where people were like, wait a minute. I mean, a Brood War version would be like a Reaver drop after you took a second base.
Yeah.
Because people initially just assumed that you'd only do that immediately.
The timing is passed.
The timing's passed, so you don't think about, getting something to defend. And in this case, you're not worried about cloaked units, and then all of a sudden this Banshee just shows up. And you might not be ready because, like, let's say in this case right here, you might be pushing across the map, and uh-oh, peekaboo nerd, I got an invisible Banshee in your base.
And this time Alive didn't scan. The scan was able to give him the information in the previous set, but this time he's not ready. His push, counter-wise, is very strong. He fires second, though. That's the Han Solo Cyclone right there. And he pushes this back.
Wow, he actually handled that really well.
This is doing way too much damage. Ryung is getting so far ahead in this game right now. 6 SCVs killed. He's going to chase this drop down as well. If the Cyclone locks on again, that's a dead drop. This base isn't mining. He had it much faster, but now it's not even mining. He could actually even be chasing the tank now, but he's so focused on this drop. That Cyclone inside the drop is going to die right once it comes out.
But a Liberator over here for Alive. Oh, but the Marines are right in a good spot. Now he lands this, but it actually kills the Marines, which is kind of funny.
That
did a lot of damage. That was really nicely done.
If Alive did not have this Liberator here, oh no.
Oh no.
It's the Alive foe. Or the best foe you're out.
Yeah, we just saw a pretty sad little. I think he was cursing actually when he flew that Banshee into the turret because he was doing a really good job until that, but I think there was like too many things going on the map. Unfortunately, so.
Yeah. You know, if that Liberator for Alive hadn't come in though, I think Ryung might have just simply won the game with that push. He had such an advantage there. And then that Liberator for Life only got 2 kills, but what it really got was it got Ryung to turn around. And now he survives to live another day. SCV counts even, army size is similar. And we're really pretty much dead even in this game. A small advantage in Ryung's stim. And that's where we're at. He has a third base, a little bit faster too. He's got extra mules he's dropping.
Wait, he has a third base?
Yeah, he's got third CC in his
Oh,
main.
I'm sorry. Okay.
He hasn't landed it.
He hasn't landed it.
Oh, man. Never walk into a line of sight blocker if you don't know what's on the other side. That's what my mother always told me. It's kept me safe.
He's going to try to come up here now with these Vikings. Looks like the Marines are going to have to zone the Vikings back out. But, you know, Alive tried to come down there. He didn't really get to do anything. He's kind of setting up in this position to try to delay somebody from coming up here. But there's actually nothing up here, and I think that Ryung is privy to that information. Oh, no, you know what? With those Marines, maybe he can't get in there. I spoke too soon. Sorry, guys. So he'll have to back up and try to stay out on the outside.
You know what? Alive doesn't even have a third CC at all. I thought he had it.
Yeah, he just started later, actually, and that's going to be delayed.
Canceled, yep. And Ryung can go ahead and land his in a second. He has so much control of this game. He kills 2 SCVs with a Reaper at 8 minutes into the game. Dropping grenades.
Wow. Okay. So
Alive is just falling apart here.
The Reaper actually did something past the first 2 or 3 minutes. That's pretty pretty funny. So now what Ryung has to do is get this base set up down here. Now Alive has to be pretty careful as well because if Ryung can come down here and beat up this army and kill it off, then it's going to be seriously problematic. But this was a big mistake.
Bad siege.
Wow. Look at that. Sieging. There's nothing
going to
get
2 tanks.
Pick it up.
So late there.
Doesn't get it in time. But
he's going to punish this, though, like you said, with the Vikings, and now he can maybe counterattack.
Yeah, possibly. Also, Ryung's not really spending his money very well. He actually has like way more than I would have guessed.
1,200. Wow.
Oh my God! How far can that thing shoot? Is that
pretty far?
Is that thing going to shoot down a unit that's in another game on BattleNet right now? I mean, seriously, this is just ridiculous.
I heard it can shoot from Australia to China.
It's going to take out somebody on the Southeast Asian server right now. They don't even know what's going on, and this missile just comes out and blows up one of their medevacs. He's like, sorry.
I think it was a glitch. What happened?
It's on a different map, too.
I hope no one's playing BattleNet right now. They should be watching the GSL.
If they have 2 monitors, they got to be a dual monitor nerd like me. You got 2 monitors, right?
Yeah, I'm actually about to get a 3rd one.
Yeah. Are you going to get a 3rd one? You're just going to create an ADD machine where you just, I have been there, though. I get it. He's actually taken out these 2 Vikings and Alive already denying that expansion.
He can't even lift it because the Vikings are there.
Oh, no.
The Cyclone's going to catch this drop as well.
I don't even know if Alive's paying attention.
He's not. Well, he wasn't until just now. At least he does finally drop this off. Cyclone's actually getting positive trades here as well.
Oh my God! Oh my God! He's actually going to kill this.
Oh, it's
this is so bad.
And he needs to cancel that.
He can't lift it. He can't lift it. He can't do anything.
He can't do anything. Oh no! Wait, does he save it?
No.
Oh!
Wait! No! It's actually. If he gets one more volley, yeah, he gets it.
Oh, that should be game.
Alive might tap out.
Ryung man with a huge upset here. But you know what? That history that you talked about. He's 3-15 versus Ryung. Maybe it's just a roadblock he's got with this particular player's playstyle.
You know, I think Dream might be second-guessing his chances of getting out because Ryung looks really scary.
Yeah.
I mean, despite how awesome Dream did against Ryung this time around, this is a big confidence booster. He's actually cut off access to the ramp. So
yeah, that's how you win. That's the win condition.
Yeah, that's it. GG. You can't get out of your base then. Getting out of your base is pretty good.
You get control of the ramp with siege tanks, and that is G to the G, tasteless. Now, Ryung knocks. He knocks Alive out of this
G to the double G.
That would be GGG.
That's right.
But, you know, this is an upset. But Ryung does it. And like you said, it's a confident booster. And maybe he was not warmed up. He's known for his TBT. He looked weak versus Dream, but he crushes Alive here with a much better play. And Live's play in those 2 games was riddled with mistakes, misplays, missed micros.
Yeah. Well, one thing about Ryung is in the middle of the map, he does take some good engages.
Yeah.
He's been playing at a very high level for a long time. Alive has as well, but apparently Ryung just has his number. We're going to go to a short break. When we come back, the final best of 3 tonight. A rematch at TBT with Dream versus Ryung. Stay tuned.
봄꽃책에서 듣다. 있는 그대로 맑고 깨끗하게 피어나라고 겨울을 이겨낸 봄꽃이 내게 말했다. 맑고 깨끗한 칠성 사이다.
짬뽕이네. 맛있는 거. 근데 어디서 시킨 거예요? 그거 시킨 거 아닌데. 어떻게 볶음 진짬뽕인데? 어떻게 볶음 진짬뽕. 볶음 뜬 짬뽕. 볶음 뜬 짬뽕. 와, 정말로 화끈하네. 볶음 진짬뽕 외에는 절대 현혹되지 마소.
나는 KT 기가 인터넷. 당신과 끊김없이 게임을 즐기죠. 어디서나 우린 함께해요. 어때요? 나랑 콜라보 하실래요? 당신의 KT.
메이플 스토리 2 신규 직업 스트라이커.
이거 좋은데?
답답할 때 마셔봐요 트로피카나. 상큼상큼 과일 듬뿍 스파클링.
리얼 프루트를 스파클링으로
과즙이 톡톡 쏜다. 트로피카나 스파클링.
메신저의 혁신이다. 이런 실시간 라이브 움짤 기능은 지금 스노우앱에서밖에 없죠. 굉장히 많은 팬분들이 영상 메시지와 메신저를 보내주고 계십니다. 아프리카 원탑 역캠답게 이설이라고 메시지가 왔는데 길 가다 만나지 마라. 길 가다 만나지 마라고. 느낌 있죠? 리본 하나 찬 다음에 딸랑딸랑 고양이 섹시합니다. 외쳐 스노우. 헬라맛.
스타일? 상쾌하면 되는 거야. 상쾌함의 높이가 다르다. Stylish Sparkling Water 롯데 트레비.
네, 아프리카 TV와 함께하는 킹덤 스토리 연애의 신.
이거 사극을 찍는 것 같아요.
정말 안 어울립니다. 약간 왜소하고.
맞아. 위초고 3국 대결.
장동! 나이스! 나이스!
나 심쿵했어.
17,800원. 와! 군주는 무릎을 꿇을 수 있어요. 아, 뭐야, 이거 어떻게 먹은 건데? 저에게는 간호 장비 같은 존재입니다.
진짜 유익한 게임이니까 여러분들 진짜로 많이 해보셨으면 좋겠습니다.
모바일 게임을 넘어선 액션 RPG 히트. 양 팀이 이제 정해졌는데 그냥 대결하면 좀 재미가 없으니까요. 탈락. 이성을 향해 쐈어요.
큐피트야 뭐가?
이 정도라면 4분 때 마무리되나요? 자, 이거 3대1 뒤에 들어가는데요. 유저 전체에게 깃털 1000개를 선물로 드립니다.
타이밍이 지금인 것 같습니다. 그만한 게임이 지금 모바일 게임에는 없다고.
힘찬 행사로.
기가 IoT 헬스. 올레 TV 켜고 퍼팅하고 바이크 타고 체지방 체크까지 실감나게 재밌다. 기가 IoT 헬스. 김지원의 KT.
오호, 물로 지금 거의 뭐 수분을 그냥 갖다 들이붓는 것 같아요. 자, 바른 쪽과 안 바른 쪽입니다. 차에 보여드릴게요. 내가 발라봤는데 개편해. 앞으로 그냥 나도 찍어 발라야 될 것 같아요. 잘 봐요. 자, 이렇게 깔끔하게 아래쪽만 다듬어도 선이 딱 살아있잖아요. 선 라인 자체가. 잠깐만. 이런 느낌이구나. 허허. 오늘 여러 가지 제품들 올리브영에서 제가 지금 제품을 받아서 사용을 해봤는데 굉장히 좋은 것 같아요. 올리브영 제품이 짱인 것 같습니다. 고맙습니다.
올리브영 플러스 유소나 예뻐져라 뷰티 방송. 홈쇼핑 아닙니다. 첫 뷰티 방송 시작하겠습니다. 달콤한 꽃에 겹겹이 둘러싸인 듯. 여러분, 이 모든 제품들은 올리브영에서 살 수 있습니다. 새로운 네일 아트로 사랑을 표현할게요. 감사합니다. 고맙습니다. 세상에.
You chose the wrong side.
나는 KT 기가 인터넷. 당신과 방송국을 만들죠. 어디서나 우린 함께해요. 어때요? 나랑 콜라보 하실래요? 당신의 KT.
우리 올리브 영에서 드디어 루이조를 변화시키기 위해 우리 아프리카와 함께 루이조 변화시키기 대장정이 들어갔어요. 이게 스타일 옴브 제품입니다. 피부 밝아지는 것 같은데? 와, 이런 게 올리브 영 클라스구나. 러마띠. 와우! 영국 스타일. 네, 멋있네. 나가면 번호 따일 것 같은데? 여기서 마무리할게요. 우리 제품은 올리브영 제품이었습니다.
미소가 생기다. 화사함이 생기다. 건강한 하루가 생기다.
pH 8.0과 풍부한 미네랄로 핑크빛 생기가 생기다. 아이시스 8.0.
이제 모두 핑크하세요.
It's time for our final match tonight in this GSL Code S. We have had one Zerg survive. Perhaps the only Zerg that'll make it.
The only Zerg that makes out of this group, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, the only one that's made it so far here. We're going to have a rematch. We're going to finish it off where we started it. Dream versus Ryung. Ryung with a very lackluster performance in our very first best of 3. He got smashed by Dream.
Yeah.
But Ryung looked pretty scary in that match against Alive. You know, sometimes the player has to kind of find their groove.
I feel like he's really picked up the pieces. You know, when his match against Alive, he dominated Alive. Yeah, he definitely made some mistakes. Like, you can't just leave that part of the story out. But Ryung looked much more confident. And this stepping stone, the stepping over the corpse of Alive, he's knocking out this group, may give him the confidence to beat Dream, who I think Dream looked very confident going into the match against Rogue, but Rogue destroyed him there as well. So it's kind of like the story of Ryung gaining confidence in this group and perhaps Dream losing some. Maybe they'll meet in the middle here.
I like that way you built that narrative. I think that's really true. That's really good. We're going to start this off on Frost Towers. It's yet another TDT here. This has definitely been a special day to kind of see the rhythm of TDT in the current meta. We got 3 solid Terran players. It would be an interesting twist if Ryung is the guy that actually gets out. I think he was the player people were counting on the least. Dream is known as a TVT expert. Definitely one of his stronger matchups, but I don't know, man. Ryung is crafty. He's a veteran. He's doing very well, at least in that last series. Let's see what happens this time around. In the upper right, in the blue, our first Terran player.
SK Telecom T1, Dream.
One very vocal fan for this guy, amongst others.
And in the upper left, in the red, his opponent.
MVP Chicken Maru, Ryung.
All your chicken are belong to us. Thanks for coming down, guys. We love you. I can see you. You have shorts on too, Wolf. I can see you. Look at your fine calves. Look at your amazing calves. Do you do a lot of calf presses? Or were you just born that way? Or do you have calf implants? Did you know you can get that? You can get implants in your calf?
Really?
Yeah.
I'm like, these are prosthetics tasteless. I'm actually just on stilts right now.
That's right. Yeah, you can actually, there are people that do that, they're like not confident about their calves. So they get like a jelly thing put in there.
I had no idea. That's interesting. I mean, eventually, pretty much like, you know, when you play that like PS2 skater game where you can create your characters, a lot of different choices. Like eventually that'll be our reality where it's like,
I'm gonna
do
get
you like freckles? Do you like the scar on your face? Like,
here's the thing: is I'm truly not confident about my calves, but I'm low on money, so I'm just gonna get one of my calves done this year, and maybe I'm gonna try to save up and get it done the next time. So I'll just have this one bulging calf, you know.
I want to take the ticker for biceps and just, you know, put it up close to the Caldor level, but like somewhere in there, just like take that ticker.
There you go.
Make me look a little bit tougher.
That's right.
When are we going to get that as humans? It's got to be before I get too old. Otherwise, the biceps won't be useful.
Okay, well, they're both sharing the top of the map. It looks like they're both going for pretty conservative builds. Let's see if the Reapers actually do anything here. I mean, it's going to depend on where they're placed, but I would suspect probably not too much.
Look at this depot placement. It's going to limit where the Reaper can jump up, so you can kind of isolate that.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
If you don't have the depots, then in this case, Dream can't deny the Reaper Scout. So he sees that it's a pretty normal ability, leaves. But on the other side, well, he's not sending his Reaper because he's using defensively, but had he sent it, that would be limited area, and it still will be later on because he basically either has to scan, which Alive is known for, but Dream is not, or he's going to have to send scout. Okay, as it turns out, the wall is totally useless because he just allows the SB to walk in. Sometimes these things happen in StarCraft. It's like, oh, I made this sick, really smart idea about how to stop you from
You
scouting
watch. He's got that depot up there, those depots there now. Like later on, tanks are going to come there, land, and blow that up like so easily.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the weakness of doing this. It's always been kind of a thing in TVT is we used to see players would always put depots around the edge of their base because they could spot drops coming in, because drops are a really big thing in TVT, especially in the old days, early
Check
game.
it out. He's going to go there.
Yep.
Get ready.
And the weakness, of course, is that you will lose your depots to tanks later on in the game if you lose any footing.
Okay, get ready. He's going to get trapped. Oh, no, he's not moving yet. Sorry. Never mind.
He's waiting for a move out to be scouted so that he can find this window. I'm just like really tensely waiting. I'm like, is he going to go or not?
I know. I'm like, we've hyped up this wall.
Okay, here we go.
All right, here we go. Oh. No, never mind. Never mind. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Someone on Reddit is like, I'm pretty sure it was just a coincidence.
It's just a coincidence. Shut up, Tasteless. I hate you. Oh, here we go.
He got cornered here. The Hellions actually just barely get away.
Oh, and it worked. It worked. Yes. All right, we actually sound smart because we were talking about
Reddit.
Okay, so it finally came into use, and he ran up there, and it was blocked off. Oh, okay, that's great. So we have the siege tanks up here. I don't know if Ryung's going to try to push out. It seems pretty clear that Dream was really interested in trying to sneak his way inside the base.
Yeah, he's not going to commit to a scan either.
Nope.
So he's going to be really unaware as to how this game is playing out composition-wise. It's just going to be bio. We don't know what Dream's doing. He's made a lot of Hellions, so it's looking like mech from him. And he's making another factory.
He went mech last time, so I wouldn't be surprised if he did it again this time around. Just so you guys know, mech generally does much, much better in the late game, but the player who's not going for mech, who's going for more infantry, has a lot more mobility early on. Oh, my God.
That Raven timing, not a good one here. It is at least put the auto turret down immediately. Dream is going to try to punish the fact that he's spending a lot of time microing this and focusing on this, and he's going to
he's going to actually get this. Look at this. This is so cool. How funny is that? He just goes in here and goes for the kill.
He knows the timing. Ooh, barely gets it. That was a close call.
Look at this really not epic slow speed chase. Look how slow that thing flies. It has rockets coming out of its back, but look how slow it moves. I think a Stim Marine runs faster than that.
Oh, it definitely does. Vikings need a speed upgrade. Put it on the fusion core. David Kim, you can thank me later.
Okay, so a lot of barracks coming down here now. And he is going to go for that infantry style. Let's see how well this works out for him. The Hellions are still out here for Dream. He's still, hoping that Ryung is going to move out and that at some point in time, Dream can then try to run in there and do the damage he wants to do. But for the time being, Ryung is not doing anything of the sort. He's staying back and turtling up.
And that's one of the powers of this early game Hellion control that Dream has, though, is he's kind of like basically denying a third base from being landed or moved over there because he has this control of the ground. And we'll see how that plays out going forward. This is, again, going to be a battle of compositions. And what Ryung failed to do in the previous series was harass this immobile composition.
Okay, so we saw Dream do that again. I'm always really surprised that we see him do this. He just makes the command center on the low ground. I mean, he knows he doesn't have the mobility there, right?
Yeah.
He knows he has a sparse amount of units. By the way, this is 100% mech because we saw that barracks floating out.
Okay, I want to talk about this a little bit more, the CC idea, because I think there's definitely an argument for it, though. Like, that was delayed, and he lost an SCV, but the amount of time that was delayed is so insignificant, in my opinion, compared to how long it would take to lift from his main base.
I don't know, man. I mean,
if he denied it like 8 times or 10 times, then it would be the same amount of time.
Yeah, but he also is saying exactly when he's getting the CC.
That's true.
And he's also losing an SCV in that.
I mean, I think there's definitely arguments for both.
Yeah.
And I think it's a stylistic choice here for Dream.
Hold up. Speaking of style, we might actually have the attack just occur here.
I think it can only hit the turret from here, but that Liberator's in range of the tank, and he, nice pickup.
Picks it up,
denied.
juggles it back.
Gets a Marine, we'll get the turret.
Oh,
he has air control, which allows him to do this, you
know?
Oh, that Viking is getting too aggressive.
Oh my god, so look at this. He can actually just kill the tanks. Look, and if he's not in the right position.
If he picks him up, the Vikings kill him anyways.
Yeah.
This is such a cool style.
This is so interesting. I'm so totally intrigued by this.
The BIOS is going to straight engage, though, and it is the bigger army, so even though it was cute,
my God.
he gets punished. Ryung with a huge win here, and now he can actually be a bit more aggressive on the third base that he scouted, as you mentioned, because it was placed on the low ground.
Dream was looking pretty solid until he had the paper mache army engagement. I mean, that's the thing about mech. You don't normally see people attack with mech that quickly because mech units are not good until you have a lot of them.
He was too reliant on his air control, but Vikings are paperweights versus Bio.
Yeah.
They can help you pick off the big targets with the pickups and the
Well,
medivacs.
you would need to have so many tanks there that it would never be desirable for Terran to run in there and attack, and 2 tanks is not going to cut that. So he's going to try to come over here, and he's actually going to go up into the high ground.
He's going to try to control the ramp. If he gets that ramp, remember, that's basically the win condition in this matchup. I think he might just win the game right here, Tasteless. Yeah, I think he does. Look at this. These tanks not even siege. That's game over.
Look at that.
GG.
Ryung. Whoa.
The momentum shift here is real. I mean, he was bopped in the first series. Now he's bringing it back. That was just too aggressive of a move out. There was not much to be gained with that attack that you can't even really call it timing. It was pressure that went bad.
Well, Dream is a little bit shaken up here. I can't say that I'm not surprised. I mean, he had such a strong showing here. He looked like he was probably going to get out first. He, Rogue barely overcame him in some really close games. And now Ryung, like, is some kind of WWE match where he comes out of the middle of the ring and he's not dead, he's undead.
I feel like
folding chairs coming out, gets hit with the stop sign.
Dream came into this group with so much confidence, but I can't help but feel that for some reason today, with these 2 underdogs against him, 1 Zerg, and then a player hasn't been in the GSL in 3 years, everyone is cheering against him. And I think that's taking away some of his fire. Everyone is looking for
you know
Ryung
what?
to win
I think
this.
you're right. We're having a lot of people cheering that are not cheering for Dream. Let's see what happens. Dream, a lot of people would say he's a better player. He's going to prove that here today or be knocked out of the GSL. In the bottom right, in the blue, our Terran player. He needs to win this game and the next.
SK Telecom T1 Dream.
Crowd's the loudest for Dream this time. They've been all night. Some fans know he's on his last legs here, his last life in this tournament.
And in the upper left, in the red, he is
MVP Chicken Maru Ryung.
And for it to be your first time in Codes in 3 years, to make round of 16, pretty huge. Like I said before, this is his last chance to be a player this year. This could be his last best of 3 he plays for this year, maybe even in his career, depending on what happens. But he's playing against someone who's on SKT, the most well-funded StarCraft team, one of the most well-funded teams in the world.
I think it actually is the most well-funded.
Probably.
Maybe not. Okay, guys, never mind. I'm not going to. At least in StarCraft history, this has been the most well-funded team.
And the 2 biggest.
But I don't know about other esports. So.
And the 2 biggest esports, that came out of Korea, StarCraft and League of Legends, they're the world champions of everything. Faker is an idol.
Pretty much, yeah.
Boxer coached SKT and StarCraft 2, and the most popular and most famous StarCraft player in Korea. But anyway, he's up against such a great player, and who's someone who's been playing, who used to be on the team MVP. Dream is an ex-MVP player.
It's crazy, too, because this is probably, I mean, I love all these teams, but MVP is probably the lowest funded team. And Dream is on like a balling team.
It's the Cubs versus the Yankees.
Yeah, exactly. Like the SKT is the Yankees here.
Think about this, guys. For those who don't know, SK, the company, is if you're from America, like Verizon or AT&T is an esports sponsor. Like this is, or like Apple is an esports sponsor. I mean, it is a telephone carrier out here. The most famous and most popular one in Korea is SK. So it's a huge sponsor. It's a huge name. They've got better coaching staff. They bought up basically all the best players. It is the Yankees of esports. And Ryung is 1-0 against this player right now. He's taken the lead. He's taken the momentum, the shift. I feel as everyone is cheering against Dream in this studio because they want the underdog Ryung to win. They wanted the Zerg to win, the first Zerg to advance to the round of 16. The momentum is taken away. The wind is out of Dream's sails, and he needs to get it back here. This is his final chance.
Well, we have the Reapers coming out here. A lot of times I kind of will, talk about, generic stuff, but especially in these games and the TVTs today, there's been a lot that's been happening. Let's see if he actually gets a catch here.
Not going to happen. Ryung has been liking this 2 Reaper push, but it's failed consistently every single time. This is the 4th time, or, I guess maybe the 3rd time he's tried this, and it's just not doing anything
But
for him.
It's interesting because he does this kind of pressure build. Now, I don't know if it's the best on this map because you can wall off pretty easily on this map. I'm just not sure, but that seems to be the way he's playing. And now he goes for the Banshee here with the cloak. Note that there's not been a proper scout yet for Dream, I don't believe. He never actually sent an SCV out, right? Or did I miss this?
I don't think so. This is going to be
if I'm wrong, sorry guys, I actually didn't catch it. But here comes the Reaper trying to do just that now. Look at the placement. He's really good at predicting where this is going to come in.
Yep.
Okay, can he get away?
I don't think so.
Nope. Good job. Once again, Ryung coming out on top. Now, Dream, this is pretty bold. He's going to go immediately for a drop.
This is expensive, He needs to find serious damage here.
This can act as a double-edged sword because if you don't do any damage and all your stuff dies, then the drop is just a mistake,
Look at Ryung's units. He's not trying to control the ramp anymore because he killed the scouts. He knows it doesn't need to be there. He's looking for the potential drop or potential Banshee to come in, and he's already got units in position. And this should do virtually no damage. I don't even know if dropping is a good idea. I think he should definitely not.
No, I totally agree. This is...
what?
I'm not even sure why he's juking and jiving because this is literally never going to work.
They should probably just leave before something bad happens, like a Cyclone pops out or a Viking pops out. In fact, a Cyclone is on the way. If he actually screws around with this too much, he's going to lose this drop. I'm
actually not sure what his mindset is with this. This is
maybe he's hoping that Ryung will make a mistake and stop following, and then he can
he's trying to force a Viking to be made, and then he leaves at the last second, and then I'm just not entirely sure.
I'm not sold on it.
Here comes that Banshee, immediately cloaked.
Okay, turret's not ready, but it will be in just a second. He can actually target that and delay it. And this is going to force more kills here, or allow more kills, I should say. Grab a Hellion, maybe even. Yep, gets that Hellion. Retargets it. Oops. But 3 kills here, and forcing turrets. The second Banshee will come into the natural. There's also a turret waiting there.
Now this drop is still, a real possibility to do damage on the map, depending on how vigilant Ryung is.
Ryung has not lost a single unit this game, as the units lost tab just showed us. He's trying to force a scan, and he's trying to get an angle here. Oh, look at this. Delays the CC. Going to even get a Marine here, potentially. Oh, look at that. I think he gets out of the scan. He does.
Oh, it doesn't matter. He's out of energy. We're like, that's so cool. And then he's like, I'm out of fuel.
But now he's got the second Banshee here.
Here we
Scan
go.
was wasted.
Now, interestingly, he's going to go for Marines.
He's not rebuilding the CC, by the way. Did he just not notice? He needs to send another SCV over to get that CC finished. That's so important right now. That is like the most important thing. Yeah, he lost 2 SCVs. Half as important as that 3rd CC not finishing. He needs somebody over there finishing. Okay, it's on there now.
Yeah, something on there now.
I was worried.
He can actually come in and get it again if he wants. Okay, he's actually going to be okay losing this.
Yeah.
Because it's already
He's going to delay this one more time, maybe? Oh, he gets out.
He's actually out of... Oh, my God.
He's going to... Oh, he's not targeting CC finishes, but still. This is an incredible amount of damage.
Kind of surprised he's going for that depot, but I guess, whatever you can get. All right, he's going to try to use it up in the last few seconds. Okay, so this is like way more damage than I actually... The second Banshee, guys, normally does less damage than the first, but pins them and makes them spend scans. That got 5 kills.
Yeah.
That's a little bit crazy. Along with that, the command center finishes and already lands over here as an orbital.
This is the first time Ryung has preferred to land like this. Dream has made his CC hidden in the main base as well. We're seeing like only sometimes the players are keeping the CCs landed, or in the main base and landing them. And this one's up much faster for Ryung. He's already saturated. Dream gets his own up now though, but he's down 9 SCVs. And when you're both on the same base, the saturation matters a lot. But the 3rd base is going to be just not as saturated here for Dream. Dream had the faster stim and the faster 1-1, but because he's so stuck defending, it's not going to matter yet. By the time this drop hits, if he decides to commit to it, Ryung will also have all that tech as well.
Here's Ryung again. I like how he uses these Hellions and Reapers. No, whenever they get spotted, he runs away and puts them somewhere else in positions. He wants to try to catch scouts.
Something else to note, the faster armory For Ryung? Oh, okay, no, the other one's done for Dream. I was going to say he's going to get 2-2 faster as well, but I was wrong. My mistake. He hadn't started that yet. The 2-2 should be started around the same time for these two players.
Oh, he does not see that.
Just barely out of range.
Just does not see that. Okay, well, let's see how much damage this does. A little bit of predictability on where this drop might actually happen.
Ooh.
He does have a lot of turrets, man, and a tank setup. Look at that.
If he actually flies past, he's going to get trapped in what I like to call the horseshoe on this map.
Yeah.
And it's you know, kind of scary. I think he should probably try to force something before this. Nope, he's going to try to go through and see that's the issue.
Okay, good decision making there by Dream. That could have cost him the game.
Well, very well placed turrets by Ryung. Really got to give him props for that.
And look at this. There's a Viking over here ready to intercept this.
He can actually fly through, though.
Okay, does he boost here?
Yeah, he's going to fly through. Well, there's some time if he actually noticed this to react. I guess he didn't notice because he's not moving units. There they go.
Okay, so he's going to drop in 2 different locations.
Yep. The tank being landed here. Tank-evacs make drop defense so much easier.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a huge difference.
Best invention since sliced bread, tank-evacs.
This is more Marines coming out here now. And look at this. The stutter step micro on top of this. And he's going to go right for that medevac. Beautifully done.
Grabs that medevac. Very even game right now. But I have to point out that even though Ryung did get that armory, he hasn't started 2-2, and this is so important for engages in the map. Without 2-2, he basically just can't fight. The same reason why when Alive engaged without combat shields, he got totally wrecked. The upgrade tab was shown for a second because the observer was like, wait a minute, he didn't finish that, right? Like, he hasn't even started that, right? No, he just started it. He's a whole set of upgrades behind. And that means any fight that they have for any reason, he basically, Dream can't lose it. Barring a huge positioning mistake. This is going to get a little bit more damage here as well.
All right, not too impactful here by Dream. Poor guy. Did not manage to save those Marines. He's going to try to drop here on top of this tank.
Well, he might get this tank, and he damages it at least, and he gets 4 SCB kills. Gets the tank, too.
Oh my God, he didn't. He got 4 HP on that.
I mean, Caster Curse, like the second time of this game. This is a good angle here, but notice the building placement for Dream means he can't really hit any add-ons. He's going to maybe stop that building barracks. Nope, not even that. Gets the sensor tower.
You know, this is something.
He has to back off.
Good call backing off there. Had he stayed there, he would have lost that fight big time.
Great decision making.
Oh. Did Dream overextend? It looks like he did a little bit, shaved off a few Marines back there.
No.
Okay, Ryung smells blood in the water.
He wants to beat
Ryung
this.
is actually moving out.
Yeah.
He wants to try to pick a fight and make this area that Dream's at inaccessible. But as I say that, he actually decides to back off. Okay.
Marine count dead even at 57. 7 tanks to 6. Now 9 with 2 more popping out for Ryung. So Ryung has a better tank count. He also had the +1 attack first, but Lives, as you can see, is finishing in 2 seconds here. So even upgrades, but not for the infantry. This is, again, a big problem for engaging. Dream actually knows this, and he's going to try to take this timing. He commits here to the fight, but the tanks are already sieged for Ryung, and he has the way better angle, and he will win the fight.
Oh my God.
Upgrade!
He's going to get these medevacs as well, shaving these off. Every medevac he gets, that's huge. Nicely done there. Ryung may try to turn the tide back and go for an attack here on Dream.
Such a crazy circumstance that was. Look at it. Look at the production tab. 2-2 not done. He wins the fight with a better angle, better positioning, and faster sieging.
That's right.
That's, you know, like I said, there's like basically no fight he wins down in upgrades, but that's how you do it. You have that much of a positional advantage, you win the fight. I think Dream calculated in his head, he's like, he doesn't have him yet. I can win this fight, but he engaged into that concave.
To be honest, I think if he gets one good engage up here, the sheer number of tanks that Ryung has means he can actually just pick where he wants to go and start a fight there.
Yeah, Dream has to kind of just try to slow this and avoid this. This is a truck, you know, crashing across the map right now that Ryung has. In just a few seconds, 3-3 will finish for Dream, so that's, again, that upgrade advantage, but we've seen already that siege tanks in the right position can just make those upgrades
Oh
a moot
my
point.
God, he's going to get the command center.
Counter-wise, this might happen to him as well.
Okay.
SCV's coming over to repair. He wants to save this. This CC will burn, but should survive. He just wants to keep this alive until it becomes a planetary, and he will.
Okay, good save there. That was crazy.
Oh, he's going to intercept this. Dream should leave. Meanwhile, the attack is on the other side of the map. They're setting up for the engage. The defender's advantage for Dream means he's almost evened out the siege tank count now. Ooh.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I think this is an overextension.
No, definitely, yeah.
Do not go in there.
Ooh, that was a really bad trade for Ryung.
That was really bad. Okay, so Ryung
He needs to back off.
Kind of threw his chances there to have that advantage. I think it would probably have been better if he stayed back. I thought there was maybe a little bit of time where he could have gone in there, but having the siege tanks just already up, there's no way that it's rational to ever go in like that.
Oh man!
Now, can he play around it?
This is going to be him trying to force the fight, but he's down in upgrades for a few more seconds.
I don't think you should force the fight.
Yeah.
I mean, he's ahead in bases. Like, just get more ahead. You know, you don't need to go overkill here. And see, that's what he's doing. Okay. I think he's come to a set. Here we go.
Dream again going to try to use that upgrade advantage.
Dream a little bit uncomfortable leaving here. That is a serious no man's land to walk through. That is really going to be tough. And look at this. Ryung's like spreading his tanks out perfectly.
Dream has air control, so he can slowly siege out, but if it takes too long, the economic advantage that Ryung has is really just going to stack up here. This air control push out is like just too slow, you know?
Also, Ryung actually doubling down here. He's taking another base.
His 3-3 is about to finish. He's going to get these
Vikings.
What
is Dream doing?
Oh, but he baits these Marines in. This is not a good engage for Ryung. He's down an upgrade still for a few more seconds. 3-3 is up for Dream, and this time he's going to push through.
Yeah, but you know what? He can keep picking up these tanks and going back.
I think this was a huge mistake by Ryung, and the Vikings.
No, I think Ryung's actually fine. Look, I mean, he's got more tanks. This command center can't land. I mean, the Marines are expendable. It's the tanks he needs to keep alive. If the Marines can get a good engage. And he lost those Vikings, so now Ryung has spotters for his tanks.
I mean, I think Ryung is definitely still fine. I will agree with you on that, but I feel like that could have been done a lot better. His 3-3 just finishes now, but he's still in position to deny this base.
Look at this.
Dream got the best trade he could have hoped for, but it's still not enough. It's just still not enough. He saves the base, but he's running out of money. Look at his resource tab. Less than 100 minerals right now. 1/3 the mining per minute.
Yeah,
that Ryung has.
It just goes to show you, I mean, Ryung's war machine, I mean, his coffers are full, and he can keep replenishing this. Really, Dream cannot make a single mistake. He needs to get another base up. Oh, look at this. Ryung being smart. Backs up a little bit.
Faster siege.
Look at that.
3-3's done as well.
Wow.
Tank count almost dead even, but the Marine count with even upgrades now in Ryung's favor.
Okay,
he has more to expend, like you said, because of the extra economy.
Yeah.
If they trade evenly, it's a big win for Ryung.
So Ryung, you can see he's about to be maxed out. He won't be allowed to make any more units. The game stops him there. And I think then that's when he wants to engage, and here's where it is right now. He says, okay, I've got as much as I can get.
Okay, they're going to fight here. This is, again, a better Marine count for Ryung. He gets the concave. He pushes through.
And the Vikings,
that is it.
that's it.
GG.
Wow.
Ryung with the upset.
Damn.
3 years since he was in GSL Codas, and he goes on to the round of 16.
Crazy, man. So crazy. Okay, so Ryung did it. Ryung just did it, man. And I thought that was going to be impossible, but wow, he had a bumpy start. You can see Ryung just finally he's able to soak this in. He actually managed to win, I think, what was a very tough group for him.
Yeah, and he beat Dream. He's a Star League finalist, an MLG Spring Arena champion.
That's right.
I mean, an ex-MVP player himself who moved on to Kespa teams into the best-funded Korean StarCraft team. And, you know, in this position now, I mean, this is crazy. This is a big upset. I think Ryung was the least likely player to get out of the group by far.
I thought he was one of the least likely players to get to the round of 16, to be totally honest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, this is like so cool.
I'm really excited for this interview to see how he's feeling right now and what he's thinking about moving on to the round of 16.
16강까지 진출합니다. MVP 김동화 선수 만나보겠습니다. 축하드립니다.
He's back in Codas after a long time, and now he's in the round of 16. Congratulations, Ryung.
또 16강에는 4년 만에 갑니다. 소감 어떠세요?
So it's been 4 years since you've been advanced to the round of 16. How do you feel?
16강부터 시작이라는 생각을 많이 했는데 지금은 좀 16강 간 것도 스스로 좀 대단하다.
It's been a long time since I played in Codas. I'm actually really proud of myself that I made it back.
대단하죠. 자, 그런데 오늘 경기 내에서도 참 신기한 결과인 것 같아요. 1경기에서는 굉장히 빠르게 0대2 패배를 했거든요. 최종전 같은 사람인데 다른 결과를 만들어냈습니다.
In the first match, you lost 0-2. But then you had a rematch against Dream. What was the biggest difference between those two series?
그렇게 쉽게 질 줄은 몰랐는데 너무 쉽게 졌기 때문에
I actually didn't expect to lose that easily in the first match.
들질 않았고요. 제가 뭐 해보지도 못했기 때문에
I wasn't really scared of him because I knew that my TBT was pretty good.
있었기 때문에 그거를 오히려 최종전에 썼던 것 같아요.
I had some specific builds that I prepared for Dream. I was actually able to use that instead in the final
컨셉
match.
자체가 1세트에 제가 준비해온 걸 최종전에서 쓸 수 있게 됐는데 그게 좀 다행인 것 같고
Since I lost 0-2 easily to Dream, I think I was able to save a lot of my builds to when it really mattered in that final match. I think Build might have used up all of his strats too quickly against me.
이렇게 유닛 활용이 부분 기억이 납니다. 보면 사이클론은 사실 테란 선수들에게도 약간 러블리한 유닛이 될 때도 있고 아니면 또 후회스러운 유닛이 될 때도 있잖아요.
They're discussing the Cyclone right now.
사이클론이라는 게
Gary says, how do you feel about that unit?
왜 뽑나 싶긴 한데 또 없으면 허전해가지고 뽑게 되는데 또 있으면 짜증나고 없으면 허전한 게 또 사이클론인 것 같아요.
When I produce that unit, I always ask myself, why am I using this? But frankly, I think you do need to use Cyclones in a TBT. It is a pretty handy unit.
하면서 올라가게 됐습니다. 오늘 나의 이런 경기력 참 오랜만에 이렇게 인상 깊은 경기력을 국내 팬들에게 보여주시는 건데 경기력 점수를 매긴다면 어느 정도 보여주시는 것 같으세요?
So could you rate yourself for today? Give yourself a score?
다음에 최종전에서 할 때는 생각처럼 깔끔하지는 못했고 그냥 이겼다는 거에 의미를 두고 있고요. 오히려 좀
It wasn't my cleanest performance today.
저도 상상도 못할 경기력이 나와서
But I was still able to advance.
그거는 제 스스로에게 한 10점을 주고 싶어요.
10점?
그렇게 하라 해도 할 수가 없을 텐데 그 정도.
I'm going to give myself a 10 of 100 for the first series. I really sucked in the first series.
선수 스스로도 10점을 줄 만한 경기를 보여주셨는데 그게 다시 좋은 모습 보여주셨죠. 사실 올해 초에 MVP 이적을 다시 하셨어요. 해외팀에 계시다가 요즘 보면 그 안에 또 굉장히 상승세 무서운 기세를 보여주고 계시는.
So how are you enjoying being on MVP? And now that you've joined MVP.
네, 병재는 워낙 게임을 특이하게 하는.
You got Gumi on your team. Does he help you practice as well?
그렇게 도움되는 정도는 아닌 것 같고요.
Well, he's got a pretty unique style. I don't really get any tips from him because his strategies are sort of his own. It's kind of hard to copy the way that he plays the game.
아 그래요.
But I do think that I'm actually the one who's helping his TBT.
그렇군요. 조지명 씨에서 입담을 좀 기대해봐도 좋을 것 같은데요. 김병호 선수 어떠세요, 조지명 씨?
네, 조지명식에서
How do you feel to be in the group selections?
많이 하고 싶진 않은데 하게 된다면 기회가 된다면 또 팬분들.
You know, I don't even want to talk too much about the group selections. I don't want to be put in a strong group.
네.
네, 최대한 그래도 좀 말을 아끼는 게 좋을 것 같아요.
I just want to make it far from my fans.
좋은 플레이 같나요?
글쎄요, 일단은 투수분들이 일단은 저를 뽑을 거라고 이미 머릿속에 생각해 놓은 선수들이 있을 것 같아서.
I'm expecting to be picked out by a Protoss player in the group stages.
네, 알겠습니다. 자, 오늘은 이렇게 테란전만 보여주신 김동원 선수 이렇게 멋지게 오랜만에 컴백해서 3년 만에 16강에 올라가게 됐는데요.
I think he might be surprising one today, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, congratulations, Ryung.
자, 이렇게 오늘
That's going to do it for the interview.
만나봤고요. 저는 다음 주 코데스가 막 32강이 마무리되는 다음 주에 다시 돌아오겠습니다. 오늘 경기 소식 정리 확인해 보시죠.
And Wolfimus Maximus. Good job today, Wolf.
Yeah, man,
I think you did a really great job casting. Guys, Artosis is going to be with family for a little while here. He won't be back for a little bit. So I really appreciate you coming down here, Wolf, and helping me out.
I love it anytime, dude. I will probably be seeing a little bit more of you here at the GSL over the next few casts. And this is a pretty surprising result with Ryung getting out. Rogue, though, I think was the big story of the group. He pioneered a new style on this new patch. Incredible queen play with ultras, also with Zergling drops to kind of control the map, using Ling drops like Mutalisk, as Mutalisk are not really in the meta. So really cool. But Group G on Wednesday going to be CJ Hero, Departure, Dark, and Hurricane. So two clear favorites in that group, and then Group H will be Deer, Biel, Speed, and Patience. Again, two big favorites. We'll see if the underdogs can get out in those upcoming groups.
Yeah, so potentially we could have as many as 3 more Zergs actually move on. Not, I think, too likely, but we'll see. At least we got one, though, right? So we can't really complain about that. This was a good night. I'm very glad to see Rogue move on.
Yeah, really excited as well. His fans are really rooting for him. He brought it through, and I think Zergs are going to be using that style in the future, for sure.
Well, that does it for us here tonight. Wherever you are, morning, afternoon, or evening, we love you, and we will see you next time. Also, the ASL is going to be on Sunday. That's the StarCraft Brood War League. So definitely tune into that as well. Anyways, that does it. Take care. We'll see you next time.